Fallout 76 Daily Ops Elder Rank Walkthrough. This is a not so comprehensive guide because the pattern is pretty much exactly the same, with a few differences that I will mention. I also have a noisy puppy behind me, so sorry if there's some background noise. First of all, we're going to open up the map, and we're going to find the Daily Ops in the World Activity section here. Now we're going to click on it, and we'll see how it says Uplink. There are two types of Daily Ops. Both of those will be shown in this video. There's Uplink and Decryption. Today's is Uplink, tomorrow's will be Decryption, and it'll change like that every other day forever. And I assume if they ever expand to Daily Ops with another kind again, it'll probably be the same thing, but who knows. Every day there's 2 new mutations. I think in a future update there might be a possibility for 4 mutations, so today's mutations are super easy. Cloaking and enhanced perception, that's pretty much worthless. The deadly mutations are going to be armor piercing, and then the annoying ones are poison on death and explosion on death, and you have to kill them with a melee attack. Those ones can be kind of annoying for people. Uplink, in my opinion, is the easier of the 2 Daily Ops, but it usually takes longer than Decryption. All of them are usually pretty easy if you play them in a team, and I'm in a private server right now, but the step will be the same in a public server. We're just going to create a team, and people will usually join because it will announce to the whole server that you created a new Daily Ops team. So I'm going to head on over to a public server now, and we're going to try it out. Okay, first of all we're going to... Oh, someone stole my camp. Whatever, we're going to open up the team and see if there is a Daily Ops. There is. If there wasn't one available, we can just create a new one. But there's still a chance this one might be an old team, so we'll find out. So we'll join it, and... depending on your platform, people tend to join your Daily Ops teams pretty quickly. On PC, I usually have good luck. On consoles, your mileage may vary. Depends on the player base. I think you're probably okay, though. Uplink is easily doable with only 2 players, but we're gonna wait for 3. What is that dog? My new dog, is tearing up my Sudoku book. I'm gonna hide my other book while we wait. Okay, so this person seems confident that we can do it with 2 people. I agree. We're going to join the Daily Ops through the map and get this going. So it's a good idea. Obviously, you have to be minimum level 50. It's not required to be 50. You can still join it when you're below 50, so I guess it's a suggestion, but it's heavily encouraged. And most people, including me, will kick you if you are below level 50. So as he let us know, we need to repair the signal repeater. Its location depends on the map. This map, it was where I just went to, but the steps are exactly the same no matter what map you're on. And then we're gonna rush to, looks like this one was Site Alpha, and we're gonna hang out here. If you notice, it says speed, or boost speed X2. That means both of us are close enough to the repeater to boost it. And you can do this one solo, but your timing is gonna be pretty close to 8 minutes. Even with duo, sometimes it's not uncommon to go close to 7.5 minutes when you finish this Daily Ops. With 3 players or 4 players, you can usually finish this easily in like under 6 minutes. And as long as both of you are staying near the repeater at all times, just let the enemy come to you, you should have no problem getting this done with 2 players in under 8 minutes. And it does help when... oh dear. Dog! My dog picked up my water bowl, or his water bowl, and now he's carrying it around the room, and now there's water everywhere. Okay, I'll clean that up later. And, we're gonna head on over to Site Bravo when this one finishes. I just need 10 minutes of peace. Nope, I knew this wouldn't happen. I wanted to try to make a video, you know? That's such a waste of water. So I'm a melee character, which means I don't really get a whole lot of luck at killing these guys. That's what this guy's doing. I do have this gun so I can tag enemies. Sometimes that gives me experience. What are you doing now? Okay, nothing important. Yep, let's see. Yep, you have to do a certain amount of damage to actually get the experience for killing them, hitting them. but this way works still. If you know where the other repeater is, about now I could rush to the other one and be there immediately for when this one finishes, but I'm not super familiar with this map, so I don't really know where it is. I'll just let that guy get all the experience he wants. Okay, I'm gonna assume I can run this way. Yes, this looks like a good location. Why are all these doors closed today? My goodness. And we're gonna run in here and then activate this repeater. Yes, puppy, I hear you.
Uplink 2 is calibrating. Keep the area secure while
Oh no, now he's going in my closet. What's he gonna find next? Okay, so we just do the exact same thing. We sit here and hang out until the bar fills up. Could have drank the water instead of tossing it around my room, by the way. Like, there's lines of water in my carpet now. Oh, he dragged my... Get away from my book! Okay, I may have to buy a new book. I already gotta buy a new puzzle book. I wasn't really using it anyway. Toxic goo. I think I may not have mentioned this. There are 3 reward ranks in the Daily Ops. That is Elder, and then the other 2 that you probably shouldn't be getting. Hey. Should have brought him a chew toy up here. The other 2 are mentioned on the map, but Elder rank is the desirable one. That's the one where you do it in less than 8 minutes. And that's where you get the most rewards, and you get the greatest chances of getting the fancy rewards when it rolls you a Daily Ops drop. And the fancy rewards that you can get are things like the Scorch Beast tube, the Wendigo tube, the meat bag stash, or the gore bag if we're going back to Fallout 3 days, and other fun things like the science chalkboards and bench seats. There's a whole bunch of other really cool things. You can buy a lot of them with bullion now from the trader, but I have had better luck finding them just from players than I have from the trader who cycles through the game. Okay, we're almost done here, and I know on this map, I know it well enough at least that we need to run back into the room that we more or less came out of to do the next step once it finishes. So I'm gonna head over there now, right into this room. And I don't think that saved any time, but yeah, I think we're okay. The final step is going to be heading to an enemy location, and then we have to kill a bunch of enemies. There's going to be a whole lot here. I'm going to use this weapon instead, I think. And we're going to kill all the enemies with diamonds over their head, and I would ignore the ones that don't have a diamond on their head. Sometimes, especially with these mole rats, enemies tend to get stuck in the walls. And you can usually get them out of the wall by shooting them. If they don't come out of the wall though, you have to restart the daily op, and that's just kind of how it is. Final enemy is going to be a big boy boss that I suspect this guy is going to kill pretty quickly. Once we defeat this boss, we are done with the ops. Run down here, try not to get stuck by the enemies. See if we can find him. Where is he? Melee is so glitchy. Okay, there he is. He's right there. And he's dead. We got the daily ops done well under 8 minutes. Once Dodge is done talking to us, we can kind of walk away. All the enemies should explode into death when this is over. Sometimes they don't though. So I'm going to kind of walk away. We're going to hit escape while my dog gets into other stuff he shouldn't be in. And we're going to see we got all the ranks achieved. We'll hit enter and we can see all the beautiful rewards. So we get a legendary core, but mostly the, the legendary core is what we want here, but also these drops here, as well as the rare reward. So Exo1 Scorch Paint, that one's a pretty good drop. And your luck will vary. Sometimes you get no rewards, although I'm not so sure that happens anymore. Hey, dog, stop chewing the carpet. Okay, and that'll be it for Uplink. I gotta go deal with my puppy. The next part of this video will be Decryption. Okay. Okay, we are ready to do decryption. Let's take a look at what we've got. Armor piercing and they heal, although this, thanks to lag and just server glitches, doesn't really do anything. Okay, finally, my power armor showed up, and this is the day after I did the Uplink video, but the steps are the same thing. We either join a daily ops team or we create one, and people generally begin to join after that. So for these kinds of daily ops for decryption, I sort of recommend waiting for at least 3 people. It is definitely possible with 2, so we'll see how long it takes to get a 3rd, and then we'll head on into the daily ops. Okay, so we both agreed that we're going to try it out with 2 people. See if we can hit Elder rank. As I said before, usually you'll finish Decryption in less time than Uplink, but Decryption's a lot more stressful, so Dodge is going to kind of explain to us what we need to do. Basically, we just have to defeat waves of enemies and defeat a boss, and then disable the transmitter, and repeat that 3 times. Try to get rid of these lunch boxes. Give it a second, head on inside.
Dodge here. Some weirdo got the idea to listen in on our transmissions. Let's shut them down before they disrupt our operations.
We'll have to defeat
This
8.
location is a hotbed of enemy activity. Our spy friend thinks that'll stop us from reaching the interceptors. Let's prove him wrong.
We'll have to defeat 8, 10, and then 12 enemies before we can defeat the tougher enemy to get the code that we need to disable the transmitters. And if you pay attention on your compass, you should see a little red dot where the enemies are. And if you don't see any dots, then dump some more perks into perception. Although I think I only have 3 perception on this character. I might have 6. So you don't need it to be super high to be good enough. But we're just going to try to run around as much as possible. Don't try to stay in one location for too long, because that won't work usually. And we'll just try to make sure that we can find some of these people. Some of these maps are a little bit harder than others. Not really sure how well that guy's doing. Let's go over here again. The enemies tend to just spawn randomly, and there's kind of a pattern I'll attempt to explain once we get there, but for now, I've always found it best to just wander randomly, and we're having pretty bad luck. Normally we've got the first one done already. Yeah, looks like this one is wanting to spawn in the middle. So they might be below me. No, looks like they're in there with him. Okay. So hopefully, there we go.
Picking up a code carrier in your area. They'll have what we need to shut down an interceptor. Try to find who's got it.
So ideally, we're going to ignore the guys that don't have the diamond, because we want them to be alive so we can kill them once we get the code carrier. And we're going to rush over toward the code carrier, and there's going to be 3 enemies. Usually one of them will be stronger than the others. And it's just random which one has the code. See? Didn't mean to kill that guy. This happens too, where there's a lot of armor piercing and you just instantly die. So this may be a difficult one to get Elder rank on. The other teammates I have don't seem to be too good at what we're doing here. Like, those guys should be dead by now, and we should have had the first code done by now. But that's alright. Looks like they're getting them killed.
Nice going. Got a code.
Alright.
You can use it to shut down an interceptor.
So on this map, there's an interceptor right here.
Nearby, so move quietly if you can.
But if you take a look at your compass, it'll tell you where the others are. Okay, we have a full team now, which happens a lot, so it should be pretty easier going from here on. I always find it better to just kill the enemies instead of trying to heal while I'm taking damage. And then we just gotta repeat that 2 more times. So we should be fine.
Okay. Another code carrier should be in your area now.
The code carriers...
Take 'em out without letting the rest of this merry
The code carriers tend to spawn around the other interceptors. Not always, but the last code carrier will almost always spawn near the final interceptor. Okay, we got those guys dead. And we have a lot better teammates now. So I'm gonna rush over to this one. Someone might get the other one before me though. Does not look like it.
Good work. Just one more left. You're clear to engage another group of hostiles. Let's find that final code.
And now we gotta kill 12 enemies. And then we just do that again with a tough boss, just like at the end of Uplink. And then we have to disable the final interceptor and we'll be done. As you can see, with 4 players, it goes really quick. When you're playing with other players, don't stay grouped up like I'm doing. Move out, spread around. Losing all of my AP, that's okay. Stim back, please, thank you. This game sometimes is pretty unresponsive. Okay, so this guy is going to be the toughest one, but with the teammates I have, I suspect he'll be dead pretty quick. So we'll see if I even get a hit in on him. I have no action points. That is okay.
Hey, nosy asshole.
Yep, he's already dead.
I hope you enjoyed listening in on our chatter. It's time to cut you off.
So that guy will disable the final transmitter, and there we are, done in less than 5 minutes, 30 seconds.
Last one. Bastards, whoever they are. Pat yourselves on the back. You done good out there.
Alright, take a look at today's rewards. As you can see, the daily ops really are not too difficult to do. Vault 94 stash box, that one's not bad. The biggest thing with the daily ops is just kind of making sure that your character can already stand on its own before you jump in, or just wait for a full team. For the most part, the people doing daily ops are people who've played the game for a while, and I cannot remember the last time I haven't reached Elder Rank since they released daily ops. I think maybe for a couple of days people were really bad at doing them, but pretty quickly we realized it's just a pattern. It's exactly the same every single time, and they're really not too bad. They're worth doing every day because they give you a challenge and they give you a lot of different rewards. So pretty much every single day for the scoreboard, the challenge is to complete a daily op. So that's it for this video. Like I said at the beginning, it's not a super comprehensive one, but hopefully it can help some people, maybe give you some ideas on how to complete daily ops at Elder Rank in Fallout 76.